Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you very much for joining me. My name is Tlagani Pontombela, and on this channel we talk about everything property related. We talk about your personal finances here and there and investing in other types of strategies that will assist you to grow your income and grow your net worth, right? So in today's session, I'm just going to be answering some of the questions that I've been receiving from you in my DMs, questions that I'm sometimes unable to get to. Sometimes the answer, requires a bit of a lengthy answer, and typing it is just not practical, right? So let's get started. Let's jump right into it. The first question I got was, how does one get into property investing without financial resources? I think you've addressed this question in one of your YouTube videos, but I sort of need clarity on when and how to begin. Right. So firstly, I can't tell you when to begin because the time you should begin is today. It should have been yesterday, but since you haven't already, I think you should definitely get started today. Get started in educating yourself, because there's no point in asking me the question, how do I get involved in property if I don't have money? If you don't even understand how the property industry works, understand how the buying process works. Firstly, you need to understand that. Understand all the people that are involved in the property buying process or the property selling process, right? Understand different strategies of investing in property. Once you've gathered the knowledge in terms of understanding the industry of real estate, then you can start asking yourself the question, how do I get started without the financial resources? To answer that question will be much easier, and chances are by the time you've educated yourself, you'll know. But to answer your question directly, how you can enter without financial resources is basically using other people's money. That's one thing, a cornerstone of the industry of property, using other people's money, whether it be a private lender. So when I say a private lender, I mean a friend, mom's friend, dad's friend, a someone you met on the side of the road or whatever. Private lending in that aspect. It can be also the bank, financial institution that can assist you in getting started in property if you don't have your own money, right? So the second question is, do you have a mentor? And if you do have one, how did you find a mentor in property investing? And would you suggest finding one before starting with property investing? So mentors are part of life. No matter how old you are, I believe that having a mentor is something that you just can't go without. Even Abu Jay-Z still have mentors, Bana, I'm a mentor, and they understand that for them to reach the next level, they need someone who can help them through times and situations and difficulties that they've never experienced, but the mentor possibly has experienced. When you have a mentor, the benefits of having a mentor is that you prevent yourself from making what I would regard as stupid mistakes. Some mistakes are necessary for you to make so that you can grow, but honestly speaking, some mistakes you just don't need, you don't need to make them, right? Having a mentor is also someone who I believe can be your accountability partner in whatever sphere of life that but since we're speaking about property, having an accountability partner whenever you are meant to do certain tasks, your mentor can hold you accountable for when you have not done those tasks that you are meant to do, that are going to assist you. So definitely having a mentor is something that I would always recommend. I recently actually just posted a video on my on my link tree. Check that video out. The video is basically titled Managing Your Cash Flow and Building a Passive Income Through Property. Check that video out. It's only going to be on my link tree for the next 7 days. So if you're watching this video after 7 days from today, unfortunately you would have missed it, but check that video out. It's also just going to break down a bit more about mentoring and a bit more about the coaching and passive income strategy that I follow in terms of investing in property, right? And then the third question that I have here right now is, what kind of property would you advise beginners to go into or stay away from, and does it matter at all? So, what type of property should you be investing in? You should be investing in property that is a good investment for you. So decide. So right now I'm assuming you're speaking about rental properties, right? So I'll speak to rental properties. Uh, if you're deciding whether to invest in a property or not, you need to look at the following factors. You need to look at where the property is located. Is it positioned close to public transport, close to schools? Are there malls around? Is it going to be convenient for someone for someone to live there? Secondly, who would want to live there? Who are you trying to rent out this property to? Your ideal tenant. Would it be a young professional? Is it a student? Is it a family? That will also help you to determine what type of property to buy. Because if your aim is to rent out property to families, then you shouldn't necessarily be targeting apartment buildings. You should probably be targeting standalone houses or houses within an estate. If you're targeting students, maybe you can consider apartment buildings as well as young professionals. So understand what it is that you're trying to achieve, and then go for it. Understand what type of tenant you are trying to get, and then that will also assist you in determining what type of property to buy. Next thing that you need to know is this property making me money? If the property is not making you money, then why are you investing in the property? It is really, really going to be pointless and useless for you to invest in a property that's not making you money. Then the intention of you investing, let's not lie to each other. You can call it all these nice fancy things, but the intention of you investing in property is so that you can make money. Simple. Make sure the property makes you money on a monthly basis. And if it's positioned properly and you continuously maintain it and upgrade it over the next couple of years, it's going to increase in value. Your equity will increase as well. And so that's how I would say first-time buyers should approach purchasing their first property. And then how did you personally start investing? I personally I have a video on my YouTube channel where I talk about exactly and I break down my first property purchase. It is titled My First Property Purchase, so check that video out. But just to give you a summary, my first property purchase was a horrible experience for me. The agent lied to me. I made a bad investment decision there, but I learned from it. I made stupid mistakes, such as I didn't know there were transfer costs. That is, I believe, a stupid mistake. If I had a mentor at the time, then I wouldn't have made that mistake. They would have said, hey, do you have money for transfer costs? And I didn't, and then I had to take out a credit card to pay for those. Yeah, that was an experience. That was a different experience. That was a few years ago, but we live and we learn. So that was my first property purchase. But check out the video if you are interested in knowing more about the numbers and the details of the mistakes that I made on my first ever property purchase. Next question. Are there any particular upcoming seminars for property investments that you know of, which you can suggest for making connections, considering they are open to everyone who has an interest? Personally, I do not know of any seminars that are coming up. I just know of the webinar that I just uploaded onto my profile. Feel free to check that one out. The link is in my bio on my social media. And otherwise, you can just Google it. You can Google the closest seminar or webinar that is going to be hosted in your area. I'm sure you'll find something, right? And then I often hear property investors speaking about having students who they are teaching in property investing. Do you know of effective ways of learning which you can suggest other than using the internet? So we are living in the 21st century and learning is free most of the time. It's really easy to gain the knowledge. You can read books. There are many books. There's a book by Jason Lee. I did an interview with Jason Lee as well. You can check it out on my YouTube channel. He has a few books about property investing in South Africa. There's a gentleman called David Betty as well. I did an interview with him. He's also a property entrepreneur on my YouTube channel. He also has a book that speaks about how to basically find and manage a tenant. So yeah, so guys, learning, you can use the internet, you can learn from mentors, you can learn from seminars, webinars, books, and the best teacher of all is experience. I'm sure you've heard this before. So yeah, experience is definitely the best way in which you can learn how to invest in property, because then you'll actually learn the smaller nitty-gritties that maybe might not necessarily be in the book or the webinar or the seminar that you went to. Yeah, and then I think this is the last question. Yeah, looks like it. I'm grateful that you have allowed me to ask you these questions. My second last question, the last question is, how does one make connections with property investors without any experience or a portfolio? Because I would imagine that if you have a portfolio, people would trust you more because you're already established. So if you want to build relationships with people who are above your class, above your level, it's simple. You need to be able to provide value to those people. So educate yourself. If you're able to educate yourself, you put yourself in a position where you can even have a conversation with that person, an intellectual conversation with that person. So using all the different ways in which I've mentioned in terms of how you can educate yourself. Secondly, you need to be able to provide them with value, right? They need to be able to have a reason why they want you in their inner circle. So upskill yourself in whatever industry in which you want to upskill, in which you enjoy, and then definitely be able to provide that person value. Don't come to someone and say you want money from them so that you can buy a property. What is their incentive for doing that? You understand? What value are you bringing to the table? They have the money. They can go to anyone to do that. But why you? Right? So differentiate yourself from other people who are asking them for money every single day. That's what I would say. Anyway, thank you very much, guys, for joining me in today's video. If you have any other video suggestions, drop it in the comment section below. And I hope these kind of question answer sessions are things that you enjoy. Give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel, guys. Come on, subscribe to the channel, and it pushes me and keeps me motivated to try keep on making these types of videos. Anyway, enjoy the rest of your day, and yeah, cheers. I'll see you on my next video.